Hello everyone, ex-Bethelite here. Watchtower is led by powerful people, but not very intelligent people. That is my experience from living and working at Bethel. Anywhere you look, you will see evidence that Watchtower, again, the governing body, Bethel elders have been given a measure of power. They're powerful people, but not very intelligent people. I stand around at just in amazement watching the Australian Royal Commission. Just look at Geoffrey Jackson. Look at the things that he's saying. This is a supposedly governing body member. This is just a name that they stole, but watch him. Look at the elders they have on stand there. I don't want to call them idiots, but they're not very intelligent. Just look at them. They don't even half understand the questions that they're being asked. Well, what about the rest of the community? When you send these people out, what about the rest of the community? Well, we don't know. You know, they never thought that far along. Honestly, they never did. Geoffrey Jackson going on about guardian of doctrine and all sorts of, it would be presumptuous to say we're the only. He probably really, in all honesty, wasn't smart enough to know that he was being recorded and that we would all see what he said there. He really just wasn't smart enough to know that. Bethel, I can speak about Wallkill Bethel because I only served for a short period of time at Brooklyn and Patterson. I went there just on assignment, but again, I spent even a shorter amount of time at Patterson. But Wallkill, you see building projects everywhere. They're always building something. But one thing you notice is that they never finish any of these building projects. They start building something here and then change it, and they want to start building something else. That's how the property at Wallkill is all owned by Watchtower. Everything around there owned by Watchtower. So you look around and you see all these building projects. It's Watchtower's building projects. And I would sit there like, I wonder what that's going to be. Next day, they stop building and start something else. They had printing presses at Brooklyn, right? This is just an example of something that you guys would all know about. They had printing presses at Brooklyn, or maybe you didn't know. They moved those presses, really expensive printing presses, expensive process. Well, you should know because it was added to the tour at Wallkill. They moved all that equipment to Wallkill. They moved all that equipment and everything to Wallkill. And what are they doing? Not hardly printing anything anymore. JWorg. How long had the internet been around? How long had the internet been a big thing? There have been discussion forums online. Other churches all had websites online. Watchtower was still handing out CD-ROMs to people in order for them to have a library of all their publications and books. The internet was already there. Now you have people And I even had a relative walk up to me in the middle of the store and start talking about JW.org. It's all on JW.org. It's 2017. This is not amazing to anyone but Jehovah's Witnesses. JW.org is not amazing to anyone but Jehovah's Witnesses. The organization has got power. People will do what they tell them to do, but they're not very intelligent. They could have been running JW.org years and years and years before they finally thought of it. And even then, a motivating factor in them thinking of it was them losing money and having to find some other way to save money. So if it was being run by God per se, let's just say if it was being run by God, do you think so much time would have gone past before they finally came up with JW.org? If that's what he wanted them to do, the internet was there, the technology was there, it'd been there. But then they're late to the party. They come up with JW.org. And then you have all these people getting tablets so that they can come to the Kingdom Hall with tablets to look things up on those tablets. I mean, you have all these people with these tablets. Do you know how much more expensive it's going to be for them when they lose these tablets versus had they lost the actual publication? You know, publication, you might misplace it. It may be damaged. You can afford to give them another publication, or they could contribute and get another publication. But you got all these people getting these tablets, and they're taking them out door to door and everything. They're taking them everywhere. What happens when one of these things get damaged? What happens when one of these things comes up missing? Well, that cost is on the individual publisher or individual person. And even if you have insurance on these things, I know the phones, you get insurance for if it's damaged. Well, the premium on some of these things are like $200 for the phone. I don't know how much it would be for a tablet. Just not very smart, right? They could be at the hall looking at whatever the publication is on the little screen. By the way, you knew all these churches had the big screens way before Jehovah's Witnesses did. Little TVs that they set up in the Kingdom Hall on the wall, and when they sing the song, they have the words on the screen there. Jehovah's Witnesses may not know this because they don't visit other churches. But good grief, that has been used by other churches for forever. They're so behind everybody else. Again, the governing body, these people are powerful in the sense that whatever they say, people will think is coming from God. But you look at their actions and you see very little intellect. Look at Samuel Hurd. Just look at Stephen. You think these people you know, let's walk around here again. Look at Samuel Hurd. Look at Geoffrey Jackson. Look at Loesch. Who are these people? You don't even know who these people are. What are their qualifications? Other than that, they've been around the organization for a long time. What are their qualifications? For the longest time, it was a big deal that the Watchtower was using quotes, quoting secular sources, and then almost being sued by those secular sources because they're taking those quotes out of context. Now, if I'm going to misquote somebody, I'm not going to put it in a piece of literature and then distribute that literature everywhere. For example, should you believe in the Trinity? That wasn't just given to JWs. Let's keep this in-house because we've misquoted a bunch of people. They distributed it throughout the whole community. That was dumb. You don't false quote a bunch of people, misquote a bunch of people, put it in the literature, and then distribute it everywhere. Yeah, they're going to find out. I can tell you from my experience at Bethel, the Bethel elders, you would be disappointed. You would be very disappointed if you went to Bethel thinking that the overseers they have over you were like intelligent people, were like smart people. No, they just wear nice suits, walk around with their noses in the air, and are powerful in the sense that they'll just send you home if you don't do what they tell you to do. These people are not, I'm telling you from experience. And some of these people from Bethel, there was an overseer in particular I can recall. I liked him. I liked him as a person. He wasn't smart though. Wasn't very smart at all. This is something that is just amazing. And then Warwick, they build Warwick, and you would think that they learn from having to let go Bethelites from Patterson, Wallkill, Brooklyn. They would have learned it, but no. They build Warwick and then lay off more people. I talked to one of them myself. They build Warwick, then they don't know what to do with the manpower they have. And instead of waiting to find out what should we do with these people, they just start getting rid of them. Now you notice with all these people being laid off, they're still accepting applications, right? Because they don't have enough sense to hold off, give the person a week off until you figure out what their next assignment is going to be. Instead of sending them away, they don't have a home, so you can't say send them home. Sending them away and then having to start all over with someone else. Granted, some of that is dishonesty because companies sometimes want to get rid of older people and bring in younger ones. So that can explain some of that. But I went to Brooklyn, and I've mentioned this in another video, to help out in construction. Over the weekend, they asked for volunteers. I volunteered. I know it was stupid. I know other people from Bethel was like, well, it wasn't required. What you don't understand is I really believed it. I really bought it. I really thought I was in God's house and I'm doing all this for Jehovah. So yeah, I'm going to try to do as much as I can possibly do, thinking I'm going to get all these blessings and Jehovah's going to be proud and happy and, you know, love me and all this. So yeah, I went and volunteered at Brooklyn. You get to Brooklyn at the construction site. It was inside the building, one of the buildings, and you have people walking around essentially. There's no direction. There's no direction. A good part of the time, I was walking around. I would go right up to somebody to get an assignment of some sort, and they would tell me, go hand me that wrench, or go get me that hammer. Something that they could do themselves, but they had all these people they didn't know what to do with. So you just had people you had Bethelites wandering around. Doesn't matter to Bethel because this is free labor. They're not on the clock. They're not worried about paying them. So they just get all these people together, way more than what they need. And here I am, traveled from Wallkill all the way to Brooklyn to help out with this construction project. And they don't really have very much work for me. As a matter of fact, they sent some of the workers to another area to start construction. And the people that they sent, a lot of them didn't know what they were doing. I don't work construction. So why would you send me to another floor to get set up? Because I went and I didn't know what the heck to do. So you just end up standing around, walking around. You just got a little tour of Brooklyn. I'm telling you. They have titles. The power that comes along with that title. But they're not very smart. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. 937-789-4029. Keep sending me those text messages. A lot easier than me sorting out voicemail. And definitely let me know what you think down below. I don't even think this is my opinion. This is my experience of what I saw. Read Crisis of Conscience. Read some of the things that Ray Franz is saying. Some of the writing assignments that people had and some of the things that were going on looked like they were just doing whatever. They didn't have any well thought out plan. They're doing whatever. Not very smart, but they have titles and the power that goes along with it. Ex-Bethelite signing out.